the noise felt loud. I had faith in the vision, and when it wasn't allowed, they mistook my patience for falling behind. I was stacking my focus, getting right with my mind. Every lost taught discipline, and every win taught grace. Every closed door forced me how to master my pace. I don't argue with doubt, I grew instead. The results talk back for the words I never said. Do you hear me now when I speak this clear? I was styling for years and now the same notes here. Same heart, same soul, and just sharpen in fear. Do you hear me now? Do you hear me? Do you hear me now when I walk this way? Every step got weight, I don't gotta say. If you slept with me then, it's cool, it's okay. Do you hear me now? And do you hear me? I don't chase validation, I validate self. Confidence been silk, it had to sit with myself. You only see the glow, not the nights I was low, not the moments I stayed when I couldn't let go. But I still. But I still. But I still. I walk with attention, no rush in my stride. When you trust your direction, the fear fall to the side. If they ask who next, I don't point, I appear. Presence speak louder than anything that you hear. If you ever felt ignored, just a flip moment to flip. When the quiet get loud and the dark start to slip, you don't gotta scream when it's solid and true. The whole world just trust quick to finally see you. Do you hear me now when I stand this firm? Every scar, every loss, finally give me return. If you felt it this deep, it's meant for you. And do you hear me now? Cause I hear you too. When you trust your direction, the fear fall to the side and who we Hey.
Do you hear me, Lord?
Silence, no opponents. Dark rooms, heavy thoughts, and self-made moments. They see the wins and never saw the conditioning. Pain was coached, and then the pressure was the discipline. I took the losses personal, it sharpened my frame. Turned out in the drive, let the fuel my frame. I don't float in the way, I can afford it to form. And built calm in the chaos, I'm the eye of the storm. I've been counting out more than I counted in. Still 10 and 10 toes, that's a dominant win. I don't need the crowd to validate my stance. I knew I was elite before I had my chance. Forever a champion when the lows. I don't let the moment define my moves. Blood in my heart, the fire in my breath. I earned this title, surviving the test. Forever a champion, stamped in my soul. When pressure tried to break me, it made me whole. Even when the lights go dim, I stand who I am. What? Forever a champion. I train in the shadows while they play it safe. Every setback just surrounding my range. I don't talk rings, I talk resilience. Long and G louder than the brilliance. I kept my posture when the eyes lean. Didn't panic when the vision got foggy. I don't rush crowns, I respect the timing. Greatness cooked slow, that's the perfect climate. I've been hit, I've been tested, I've been bent. Never broke through, that's a testament. I don't compete with trends or opinions. I compete who I was, that's the opponent, you get it? Forever champion when the lows. I don't let the moment define my moves. Blood in my heart, the fire in my breath. I earned this title, surviving the test. Forever champion, it's stamped in my soul. When pressure tried to break me, it made me whole. Even when the lights go dim, I stand on who I am. Cause what? A champion. I've been tired in ways that sleep can't repair. Still showed up sharp and still prepared. I don't brag pain, but I honor the grind. That every scar proof that I crossed that line. That I don't fear defeat, I respect the lesson. Wins feel better when you paid attention. I stayed locked in when it wasn't fun. That's how you finish what you begun. I don't need belts, trophies, or applause. My confidence in turn to unbroken laws. I've been doubted, dismissed, or overlooked. Still rewrote futures, that's the way I look. A champion ain't just wings on the board. It's how you respond when your life ignore you. How you stand when the crowd get long. How you keep your faith when the crowd go gone. I don't quit when it hurt, I adapt. That's the difference between me and you and the things that you lack. I learn endurance and louder than speed. I slow grind steady. I how the legends breathe. That I don't fake strength, I built it for real. Every rep mental and every thought steel. I stay silent when temptation came and didn't sell my soul just to speak the lane. No, 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 no.
What's good? What's good? What is good? Hold on, let me I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, nah, 5 in the morning stream, almost 6. What is it? 5:34 a.m. Just woke up, kinda. Yeah, I just wanted to hop on here and just explain, the marketplace in Discord and how to do certain things in Discord, like generating 3D items, like I mentioned yesterday. So I'm gonna share my screen in a second and show you guys that process. But let's go to the website, wherever it is. All right, hold on, give me a sec. Just need to make sure stuff is working. Things like to break overnight. Who knows why, but it does. All right, so I think we're good. So let me switch screen share. Boom. All right, so this is one of the characters obviously in the marketplace. But let me just go over the website. So website's pretty simple. Not simple, but it's simple to navigate once you know what you're doing. So, obviously the point of Manifest Anything is to create AAA games, 3D games from a prompt, right? That is the goal. We're not fully there yet, but we're getting there. Once we get there, I think we'll take off a lot faster. But, you got to put in the groundwork every day to just show people what is real and where we're going. So, if you want to download early access for Windows, it is available now on the website. You could just click download access. What happens is you get the launcher. Once you have the launcher, you will have the demo available there. You do have to download it. The demo is 118 gigs. It's big as fuck. Sorry about that. Try to make it smaller, but unfortunately, a game like this that has to carry all these heavy assets, it's like Call of Duty on steroids, right? So it is big right now, but I will work on compressing it, making it smaller so it's not as big and it's easier to download and handle on your PC. But in the meantime, yeah, it's going to be 118 gigs. But yeah, you could download it on early access using this button here. But then you can also get it on Steam wishlist. And once you wishlist it and I release the demo there, it'll automatically get into your Steam account. Manifest is free. Obviously, I mentioned that yesterday. But there is some paid versions of it that I'll explain in a second. So the point, powerful features for game creation, natural language input. So the idea is to be able to say a prompt in real time and this game build it out for you. So I am adding more things to the AI that make it even smarter, self-healing, and have the ability to almost build itself. I know it sounds a little crazy, but if you look at things like Claude and these new AI stuff that's coming out software wise, you kind of understand where I'm going with this, where it will be a self-healing game to an extent where it won't need as much development from me. It will be able to develop itself. It just needs the ability to have those anchors, if that makes sense, and anchors and guardrails where system instructions tell it could only really build itself in these ways. So if it's dealing with a certain player, it will actually understand how that player's outcome is supposed to be. If it's off in any way, it will develop its own skills. It will develop its own new guardrails or even develop its new functions based off of how players have been using the game in real time. This is powered by Unreal Engine 5, 5.3 to be exact. I didn't go with the newest version because, as you may know, with Unreal Engine, when they go to a new version, unfortunately, a lot of the assets start to get stale and they have to be ported over to the new version. So I would be missing a lot of assets if I was on the newest version. So to be at 5.3, it's like the sweet spot. It's not too old, it's not too new. So a lot of assets that are available, and stay functioning. Because once they go to the new version, they just break. Sometimes the meshes aren't reading correctly, the textures could be off, and the overall blueprint and function of that particular item or object won't work. As I mentioned yesterday, again, this is offline. There is no cloud dependency for the AI. The only cloud dependency that we have in the game right now is the sign up and sign in process. So the authentication process is dependent on cloud, meaning internet. But other than that, there is no other cloud dependencies. And we may keep it like that for a while. Obviously, we will release a cloud version of this. But right now, we want to make sure everything works perfectly, works like a local game, like any other game that's out there. And once we get enough, funds in and the ability to actually share the cloud costs in a certain way, then we'll push it out. But as you guys may know, cloud is expensive, especially for something 118 gigs that has to render and to a lot of pixels and stuff like that. If you guys know what pixel streaming is, it gets expensive. So Python automation and extend script and automate your generation workflows. So this Okay, so Unreal Engine has a couple ways on building it through live coding, is what they called it, right? So if you think about it, any vibe coding app can technically live code. You don't really need to understand Unreal as much to do live coding, but you should understand it a little bit to understand what you're coding. So blueprints and everything else that Unreal Engine is looking for actually works. So fortunately for you, with Manifest, you don't have to worry about that. Manifest knows the Python code, it knows the blueprints, it understands where environments and objects and what things need to be placed, how they need to function, and you just need to prompt it and it will do all those actions for you. Now let's keep going. So this is an example of what Manifest can generate after you do some prompts. So survival horror demo. So that's obviously one of the first categories that I went after because it was a lot easier to do it for certain assets because it is a trending category right now in gaming overall. But also, if we were able to perfect horror, and as you may know, with horror, there's jump scares, there's bosses, there's somewhat of like a maze process in the game where you need to figure things out, and as you figure things out there's always something new that happens. Unlike the right side where it's a sci-fi arena shooter, yes, there's gameplay missions and win and loss activations where obviously if you're shooting a gun and the guy's shooting you back and he shoots you to your health being all the way to zero, you die, or you shoot his health all the way to zero, he dies. So that type of process is a little easier because a lot of games already have that. But to be creative on a jump scare and to be creative on one type of monster or whatever you have as your boss running around, that makes the game a little hard. All right, sorry about that. So yeah, it makes the game a little harder to build as things go along because you have to be able to import those different systems and understand the game has to understand how things go, especially with cutscenes, as I mentioned yesterday. That does make the game process a little more difficult because now the AI is doing more actions. But what I did do is separate each AI, right? So it's not just one language model. Each model is broken up in different processes. So I will explain that as we go along. So AI power from idea to playable game. So generate complete worlds with enemies, weapons, and mechanics. As I just mentioned, it is in early access. So join the revolution. Be among the first creators shipping the future of AI game development. It is 100% local processing, as I already mentioned. Everything runs on your machine. Complete privacy and control. Unlimited creative potential. So no limits on project size, complexity, or your imagination. It's perfect for rapid prototyping. So if you have a game idea, you may be a game studio, or you may just be a solo dev that has an idea for a game, and you just want to do it fast. You can do that with Manifest. When Manifest will get you to idea to prototype pretty quickly. It can even get you prototype to full game pretty quickly, and that's the goal, right? So test game concepts in minutes instead of weeks. Learning tool, understand game development through AI generated examples. So you can understand other examples, which that basically means like other things in the arcade. So I'll show you the arcade right after this page. But in the arcade, you'll see other creations, other games, and you can get inspired there. I will be putting stuff in the arcade. I have two games that I want to build. One being Reflect, where you can relive your memories, and another one called Cultivate Coin, which it's like a farming game. But the memories one is going to be a little hard to build and manifest because I'm actually doing more AI on top of AI. So my process is a little different, but hey, if I could do it with manifest, then you'll be able to build anything. So we'll talk about reflect as it comes along. So if you're ready to build your next world, get started, and I'll bring you to downloads page. Now the arcade. So there's no games in here right now. It's empty. If you have manifest and if you are at the point of submitting your game, once you do submit your game, it does come to the admin, which is me. Once I see the game, I will play it. As there's more games, I will play your games on stream. So as you guys are submitting these games, I will show it live so everybody knows what's coming. If the game is valid enough, not in the way of gameplay systems. I don't care about that. I'm not going to judge you on that. I mean, of safety. So if it's safe and it's not going to harm anything, it's not doing anything crazy. I'm sure you guys know some platforms that allow some crazy shit. I want to create a safe place. I don't want to create a place for that. So I have to moderate a little stronger to make sure we're giving games that are not going completely left. And I don't mean Grand Theft Auto or like mature. That's not what I mean. I mean like really, really to the other side of the opinions of stuff, right? So that's what we're doing. But as you know, like in the marketplace, in the arcade, we're gonna have different categories. So you see all action, adventure, puzzle, racing, RPG, shooter, platformer, horror, strategy, and other. Other that could be a lot of things like Cultivate Coin could be an other, for example, or even Reflect, but Reflect is really more of a simulation. So I may put simulation inside instead of other, because other is just kind of too broad. So I may put some more categories here just to, clarify exactly what your game is. What I think I'll do is I'll model Steam and like other gaming platforms like Xbox, PlayStation, etc., because they already have so many games and they've categorized all these over the years that it'd be easy just to model over that, right? Um, so no games yet, but once you do have your game, hit submit your game. You fill out this form. You put in your game ID, your name, your email. Once you fill out this form, it automatically gets synced. I'll see your game from there, and then I'll play it. If it's good, not quality, but if it's good to be public, then we'll push it, and then your game will be live here. The games that we really do love, though, we will partner with you. Um, and as you scale, we'll help you scale. So we'll help you try to get other stores if that's your goal. But we'll also list you all over the different parts of the website and different platforms that we have to get your game more attention. So as we grow, you grow, because we love to see people create some good stuff with this. And if you do, of course, we'll share with others. So I'm gonna do the marketplace last because I'm gonna segue from marketplace to Discord and show you what assets look like on the marketplace and then on Discord how to create assets. All right. So powerful features for AI game creation. The only platform that generates complete playable games from natural language built on Unreal Engine 5 with local AI processing, no cloud dependency, unlimited creativity. So AI game generation, end-to-end AI game generation, the only platform that generates complete playable games from a single prompt. Our local LLM engine processes your idea and creates full gameplay systems automatically. So, natural language input, describe your game idea in plain English, complete gameplay systems, enemies, weapons, inventory, win states, right? So, I think we all know what that is. Gameplay systems is what, depending on the category, is how your game interacts as a game. Like, what's the game loop, is what they call it. Enemies is obviously like who are the enemies in the game? Is it a boss? Is it a protagonist? Is it, it's something. So it's either something that's being your enemy. It could be a bunch of zombies. It could be how we saw in a sci-fi shooter. It could be another enemy with a gun shooting at you. Now you got to shoot back, etc. So weapons, again, that's up to you how you want to do that. You can have a medieval times type of game where it's swords and shields, or you can have sci-fi or war type or whatever, and you can have guns, etc. Inventory, that's also same thing, and win states is basically going back to the gameplay systems. There's three specialized AI models working together for quality results. So these models, again, are all doing different things at once. There's the clarification model, there's the builder model, and then there's the editor model. So that there's not one model that's just overworking and eventually hallucinating, because if you know anything about AI, when the context of input and output for AI gets too heavy, that's when it starts to hallucinate. So to defeat that and to avoid that is you kind of separate the actions and think of it like, instead of giving one person in the company one job, which is basically what I do every day, but instead of giving them one job, you try to spread that out, delegate, and make sure that the AI that's working is not overworked, because then if it's overworked, they'll hallucinate, then it won't do that good of a job. So to avoid that, you split up in threes. And again, there'll be more. So even the voice is going to be a different model itself. It's not going to be any of the three that currently exist. It's going to be a fourth model that processes the voices, trains them, and then talks back in your voice. Local LLM processing, unlimited AI usage, no cloud cost. So it's not unlimited, meaning like it doesn't cost anything, but it's unlimited where there's no limits to what it could do, being on your local machine. So there's no rate limiting, for example. There's not going to be like a queue where, okay, we have a bunch of players and now there's a queue of, I want to now create the game, but there's 10 others ahead of me and now I can't do that. So that's what unlimited really means. Fail-safe generation always produces working games. Again, I just explained that because of we have the split of three different models. So having a clarification model, having the builder model, having an editor model gives the ability for that to happen. Game templates. So this is something that I'm gonna fill this whole platform up with. So once I'm at a certain point of it being done, I will start releasing game after game from this. My goal is to have about 50 different templates. It's gonna be a lot, but I'm gonna have at least 50 different templates that you guys can see in different categories, all generated by Manifest, all in the arcade. Why? Because I think the more you guys see, the more you guys would think is possible, and I can show you in real time on how I built those 50. From there, then there's no excuse on how to use Manifest. It's just, do you want to use Manifest, right? So professional game templates, jumpstart your projects with genre-specific templates that include present with rules, assets, and camera logic. Each template is production ready and fully customizable. So FPS template, multiplayer maps with spawn points and objectives, arena shooter template, fast-paced combat arenas, top-down template, isometric camera with strategic gameplay, survivor horror template, atmospheric scares with tension mechanics. That's what I'm saying. That's the one right there that I'm perfecting the most, because atmospheric scares, it's clip worthy, And I know you other streamers like to have content, so it just made sense for me to kind of provide that to you guys first. As much as I can work on the game, making like a Halo, for example, it's gonna get there. That's why we have sci-fi right next to it because it's not far from that. It's just not perfected as much as horror is. Um, Puzzle template, logic based gameplay systems. All templates include present rules, assets, and camera logic. So complete game systems, right? Pre-built gameplay systems. Every game comes with complete working system for combat, inventory, AI, and interactions. No need to build from scratch. Everything is generated and ready to play. So combat systems, weapons, damage, health, respawn mechanics, those are all in the game already. Those are all blueprints that Unreal already understands. And now all the AI is doing is calling in real time, placing it in a game and make sure it works. AI enemies, intelligent NPCs with pathfinding and behaviors. There's UI systems, HUD menus, dialogue, inventory screens, etc. Then you have inventory management, item collection, storage, and usage. You have interaction logic, doors, keys, switches, triggers, and interaction logic is very important because I'm sure you played a lot of games where you can walk around and there may be like a house, but that house, it's there, but it's not functional, right? Like, or it could be a car somewhere and it's just not functional, right? Like you can't get in it, can't drive it, etc. It's kind of just like a prop in the world. I want you guys to have the ability to avoid that if you want. So, yes, you can just set it up as a prop and it could just be sitting there to just fill in your world a little more. So, as people are going through the map of your game, it just looks more full instead of empty. But if you want those items to be interactive, you can. And that's just as simple as clicking the object. So, if you watch the stream from yesterday, if you didn't, go check it out. If you watch it from yesterday, you can see that I can click different objects, and when I click those objects, I can do different things to it. As of right now, there's two buttons where it says drag object and change material, but I'll also add a third button and it'll say either add or modify interaction. And that will allow the interaction to happen. So if it's a door, you're basically adding the interaction of that door being clickable. So meaning when that person walks up to that door and let's say it's an Xbox controller and they press A, for example, then when they press A, it will open that door. You can also edit how the door opens, the sound of the door, how it opens, etc., and that will make it fully interactive. Win loss conditions, complete game loops. So this is purely your imagination here on how you want it to happen. The only thing that needs to happen is the AI needs to understand what is your game loop, what is your win loss conditions. If someone walks off this map, for example, and they fall, do they die, or are you playing something like Everything Up, for example, or that game where you have to jump on different objects and get to the highest point in a game? And once you get to the highest point, you win. But let's say you fall halfway, you don't necessarily die, but you do have to restart, right? So some of those games, when you get all the way to the bottom, you have the sad song play, and you have to literally restart from where you started. So that is your game loop. But in your example of that game, you may have that person explode. For example, they hit the ground and that's it. Now they gotta respawn and restart. So it's totally up to you. Asset integration. So flexible asset pipeline, use assets from multiple sources. Quixel bridge. If you're familiar with a Unreal Engine, you know that's a pretty big asset pipeline. You could do your own library or AI generated meshes. Support for custom import rules and automatic asset placement. So Quixel bridge integration access high quality megascan access assets. Quixel Bridge is really good. They've been really good for years now. And basically they just do mega scans of different objects, environments, maps, and they look really good. They're kind of like the high quality Unreal Engine assets that you may see like the realism in. So that's what that is. AI generated meshes create unique assets with AI assistance. My goal is to get it that way, where you can go hyper realistic or you can go pixelate if you want to. But ideally, I would want you to be able to go hyper realistic because the more we can get hyper realistic, the more we have a better experience in my opinion, again, everybody has their own niche here, but in my opinion, the more realistic it is, just the crazier it looks as you play. So, custom import rules define how assets are imported and used. Custom asset library, import your own 3D models. Automatic asset placement, AI intelligently places asset in your world. And material and texture support, full PBR material system. Then you got blueprint generation. So blueprint generation is very important because that is literally what tells every object, every map, every person, whatever you're building in Unreal, it gives it like literally the blueprint of what it is. And any parts of a blueprint being broken, I don't care if it's like a small node, so blueprints are broken up into nodes. If any of those nodes are broken, the asset just won't work. I don't doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes one node being broken in one blueprint can fuck up all the blueprints. So this is important for the AI to now one recognize this is happening. You may build something just as big as Grand Theft Auto, for example, but if one of those cars' blueprints are messed up, yeah, it may not mess up the whole game, but if a part of the map's blueprint is messed up, then yeah, that's when you have game problems. So AI is on top of that to make sure these blueprints are up to par, they flow. So it will do a test of your blueprint to make sure it flows. Once it does, it will place that object in the place you want or place the map, etc. So doors and interactive objects, automatic blueprint generation, UI blueprints. So this is menus, HUDs, inventory screens. So if you think about a start screen, that's a blueprint as well. So you may scroll over to start or settings or whatever your start menu may have. And if you click these things, let's say start menu doesn't work, that could be because that start menu blueprint could be off. And if that's off or if it's broken in any way, that's why it's not working. So the AI will make sure they all work by checking all the blueprints again in real time. Inventory logic, item management and usage systems. So the AI will tell you the usage system, meaning how much coins you're spending while building a game and give you an estimate on how many coins you will need to spend. Coins are pretty cheap. We'll go over the pricing next. That's actually the next page after this, and we'll explain like what could be generated with what type of packs. We do have a coin prices like usage calculator that I can show you guys, and it'll explain more detail. So weapon systems, firing, reloading, damage calculation, dialogue systems, NPC conversations, and branching narratives. So this is cool. I don't know if you guys ever played the Matrix game. If you haven't, go check it out because this is a good example of what this is talking about. And basically, in the Matrix game, those NPCs are living, right? Like I don't know how far they gave them their AI logic, but in this case scenario, you could give it as much logic as you want, right? And it can live literally in a simulation, not know it's an NPC, but when you talk to it, it always is a different interaction. You know how most games, like, it's the same shit. Like, once you pass, like, the generic storyline of what that, character is supposed to say, it'll just repeat. That's not what's gonna happen with an NPC. It'll even notice that number one, let's say you're supposed to like talk to him and then walk away, right? And then go do your mission. But now instead of you doing that, you go back to him and talk to him again. With an NPC, he could one get mad. You can give him parameters and guardrails and system instructions to be like, yo, if a person comes here a second time, act like this. And you're not really giving it a script. You're just giving it leeway to exist, if that makes sense. So you're basically saying, here's your guardrails. Don't go past these parameters as people are interacting with you, but you can eventually do these type of things if they keep coming to you. So that makes sense. We'll get into more details as NPCs become more available in the game and as I'm building things live for you. So fully editable, modify any blueprint in Unreal Engine editor. So you can take these as of right now. You can take these assets. If you're on a higher subscriptions, you can export out and bring it into Unreal Engine. There really isn't a need to, but if you do want to, you can do it. The process isn't that simple. You do have to reach out because we do need to make sure things with licensing. Um, but as long as that's clear, we'll let you obviously export it. It's not licensing with us; it's licensing with other assets that may be created through the marketplace or just in general. So we just have to be safe with that. And as long as you reach out, we'll definitely consider it and talk about it. And if everything's good, copacetic, we'll let it go. Reliable build system. So locally build and compiles using Unreal CLI with manifest intelligent fail-safe fallback system. Your games compile reliably every time, guaranteed. So again, Unreal Engine 5.3 integration, latest engine feature. It's not the latest engine, but it is a like Unreal Engine 5 overall is the latest engine, right? Like I mentioned, it's on like 5.7 at this point, maybe even higher. So it's not the most recent, but it is the latest engine that they have released as version 5. Multi-layer validation ensures code quality before build. So again, this is a big process here because we have to go through a validation of each one of the parts of your object map or whatever you're putting in your game to make sure, like I said, it's functional. So it does have this multi-layer validation where it's saying, okay, I need to one build, and once I build, if it's it needs to be editable, right? That's number one. But number two, I need to make sure the blueprints work. After all the blueprints work, I need to test real quick, and then if those work, then I can now make it available. So if you saw yesterday when I asked the game to put a door or a chair, it did it pretty quickly, but it took some time to get it to do that because yes, it can pull an asset, but now if I place that asset and now I want to make that chair interactive to where you can sit in the chair, that all happened in that like 5 seconds that you saw the chair spawn. So that's the beauty about AI is that it's doing a quick check, it's doing everything really fast, and as long as you have, a gaming PC, you'll be fine doing this, and it'll be able to do that for any object that you're doing it for. AI repair system automatically fixes common compilation errors. That's where I think a lot of Unreal developers they may know exactly what the hell I'm talking about here because you have an idea of the game, you start putting it together, and then there's all these errors that come along because things don't want to work that well. So the good thing about this is AI will do the repairs for you as long as one you tell it or you put it in a certain mode where it has a leeway to do it for you. It won't automatically do it for you every time, and that's because of a couple things. The AI can get confused off of your logic, meaning you may want it broken in a certain way. So AI can recommend like, hey, this chair should be sittable. I guess the word I'm trying to say, but like instead of you may not want it to be, you may just want it to be a prop. And as of right now, today, I don't have that difference maker. So the AI may just automatically just assume that you want to sit, and it may think it's an error. It's not going to fix anything or say it, but it may mention it. And if it mentions it, you can just ignore it and go from there. I will make sure that eventually it will notice, like, okay, your ideology here is just to make this a prompt. I'm gonna leave you alone, right? So fallback logic switches to alternative approaches if primary method fails. So if the primary method fails on what it needs to do, meaning like, okay, it's trying to generate this chair, it's trying to make it sittable, it's trying to go into a point of now changing the mesh to different colors. Let's say we get all the way past step one and step two, and now we want to change the mesh. And as we're changing the mesh, we just don't have a certain mesh available where there's like no wood, or there's only like the wood you're trying to choose. It's just not working. The AI will realize that and it will automatically go to the closest mesh of wood that matches your choice and it will put that instead. So instead of just not putting anything, it will try to put something that's as close as possible. You can obviously change it if you don't like it and go to something else, but that's the fail safe to make sure at least that it changed and at least it's still the same wood content that you're expecting. It may not be like this dark wood, mahogany, but it could be, something else that's very close. So no runtime errors, and on launch, game always works. So yes, once you do the prompt, the game is always gonna make sure that it generates a map and gameplay systems. So it's never gonna fail there, but it may go through a clarification process with you. So it may say, hey, like I mentioned yesterday, you want to generate Resident Evil type game, but are we talking about Resident Evil 1 or are we talking about Resident Evil 7? Right? So those are two different games. I think even Resident Evil themselves would say that. And yeah, the AI just needs to know what you're talking about. So let's keep going. So if you're ready to experience these features, obviously download Manifest Anything and start creating today. Hit the download button, it brings you right over there. Let me click it real quick to show you, but it brings you here. Windows is available. I will have Mac OS available as well. I would say probably next week. It's not that hard. You know, we just gotta repackage it, the game meaning, and then once you repackage the game, it will just be able to go on Mac OS too. I just packaged it for Windows because I personally have a Windows, so it's a lot easier for me to get to start to finish that way. To do Mac, I need a Mac to do it, so it's a little bit of a process to go get a Mac. If you know anything about development, it goes into remote PCs and all this other shit. I didn't feel like doing that at the time, just being real with you. So pricing. Now, early access launch, join before launch, and exclusive benefits. We're technically launched in a small way, a very small launch, but not the launch I want fully. So what I am doing, since we're in demo mode, but you know we do have to charge for certain things. We're giving a 30% bonus in coins, priority access, and exclusive Discord. Um, which you guys should be joining. So if you're watching me anytime, please go join the Discord because the more you guys in Discord, one, the more access you have to me live, but the more access you have to doing things for the game. And I will add more functions in that Discord as you'll see in a little bit on what you guys can do to make it interactive and also monetizable so you guys can also make money yourselves. Simple, transparent pricing. So choose a plan that fits your creative journey. Start free, upgrade when you're ready. So choose your creative tier. Start free, upgrade when you're ready to publish and monetize. I don't like that it says that twice, so I'm gonna remove one of them. I don't know which one yet, but one of them gonna go. So creator, $0. So perfect for getting started. Jump into game creation with enough coins to build small and medium games and publish to Manifest Arcade. Build small and medium games, play your own games, access Manifest Arcade. You get 200 coins per month and community support. Basically, anybody in Discord can help you once they even get good at it themselves. They will want to help you because I'm sure the ones in Discord are going to be generating assets. So they're going to want you to be creating games because that's more of a chance that you'll purchase their asset and boom, everybody wins, like I mentioned yesterday. Um, with the free tier, though, there is no exporting and there's no monetization outside of Manifest. That does not mean, though, we will partner with you. We will partner with you if you create a good game on Creator. Honestly, I might partner with you more if you do it here. And I'm not saying because you did it for free. I'm saying because if you did it with 200 coins, that means you really understood your game. You understood exactly where you want to go, and it's probably good quality. You might need a upgrade because I can't see all games unless it's a very small game. Not needing to upgrade it at some point, especially if you go from medium to large. But if you went through the process, because I'm not saying it's not possible, it's definitely possible to build games on a free version. It's just that clarification process is where I think a lot of you will spend, and also modifying the game is where you'll spend as well. So if you're like me, you may see an object and go, I thought I liked it like that, but I want to change the mesh this color or the material that color. Or you know what, I don't even want this building to be here, so let's remove this. So a lot of that is where your coins will get depleted. But hey, if you're on a free tier and you just like, yo, like I want this, this, and this, and you clarify it real quick, it could do it. And if it's good, hey, real partner with you, we have no problem with that. So don't really pay attention to the monetization outside manifest. That's really a generic statement overall for the coin packs, but it's not stopping you from getting sponsored by manifest. So the Creator Plus for creators building full projects, that's only $9.99 per month. You build full size games, export to Windows, and access advanced templates with 1,200 monthly coins. we can't export to Windows yet. And that's an Unreal Epic thing, being real with you guys. We need to do some licensing with them to make sure they're okay with, because if we do that, we technically become an engine, and that's not what we really are. We are a game, but we're a game that creates other games. So yeah, you can call it an engine in some ways, but not like Unreal. And Unreal does have certain terms and services that you can't do certain things. So we need to get the approval for that. So we'll get a queue together and say you can export to Windows, but until we get that full clarification from Epic and Unreal themselves, we might have to hold that queue until that time. So just being transparent, we are mentioning it on the website, but being transparent here, that queue may need to happen. But you can build larger, more complex games, 1,200 coins per month, publish in Manifest Arcade, personal window export, as I mentioned, priority build queue. That's what I'm talking about with that, and advanced templates, right? So you'll get access to more templates that are available in Manifest. The AI will also know those templates exist once you're on the Creator Plus, and when you're trying to do certain prompts, it can bring up those templates as an example or a start process, and you can start right from that template. Then you have Creator Ultimate, so full commercial rights with serious studios, which is only $20 a month. Still cheap, and I don't see it going higher for a while because it just really doesn't need to. It's not that expensive for us to run Manifest, so we really don't need to go higher than this. I'm sure most investors, business partners, etc., would go, you could charge a lot more for this. Yeah, we could, but we're not going to yet. So is what it is. Get full commercial rights, unlimited project size, 4,000 monthly coins, and the ability to export to Steam, Epic, your full studio toolkit. So this is again where we have to get the approval of Epic. But once we do, yes, we will help you get to Steam because Steam's cool. I like Steam. I think Steam has been dominating the PC world for a long time now. And a lot of you have, especially solo devs and smaller studios, have been building these games on Steam for a long time now. So to be able to now ship a game from a prompt, I think that's important. So I want you guys to be able to do that. We just need a certain license in place to get that done. But our goal is to do exactly what the site is saying. So we're saying it out loud on purpose because I think the more of you guys that want to export, that will give us more of a better shot to have this conversation with Epic and Unreal. And maybe they'll see this stream one day and see transparently that we're trying to do that. So that's what it is. Full commercial export rights, stream, Epic export allowed, unlimited project size, 4,000 coins per month, advanced templates like COD style, Souls like open world, creator analytics, custom splash after a manifest logo. So every game that's generated and completed through Manifest, you will see like how every game has like their studio animation that plays and goes by. Manifest would always have that in the game, and that's gonna be for any tier. It doesn't matter, right? Because we just want to show how the game got created through Manifest. But right after that, or right before that, maybe your game studio or your solo dev animation that plays. So minimum, there'll be two of those if you have your own, or if you don't, it'll just be Manifest. It plays built by Manifest, and they'll go right to your game. Then priority build queue highest, meaning if you're in the creator I don't know what, if you're in the creator ultimate tier, then you will have the highest queue. Meaning if you're submitting your game to the arcade, you will be prioritized as the game that I need to look out for first, and then we go down the list by subscription. So that just separates you to make sure your game gets launched a little faster than others. Commercial revenue allowed on all platforms. So again, that's something we're working on, but that is the goal: was to get all the revenue on all platforms. And as we scale to different platforms, we want to bring you with you. We want to bring you with us. Yeah, that's what I meant. So we also have coin packs. So let's say you're on a monthly subscription, you run out of coins. Don't worry, you can always purchase more. We're gonna also make this where you could purchase something lower than $4.99. So let's say like $1 or so, but right now $4.99 is the minimum. Um, but we will do it to where you can like add a custom amount, and that will allow you to just add a certain amount of coins because you may not need $5 worth, and you may not need $100 worth, right? So anything in the middle. So to be able to give you that option, I think is important. But right now, obviously, it's not available. But I'll get it there. So 500 coins cost about $5. You have about 1 cent per coin. You get 150 bonus coins in this 30% bonus that we're offering. So you could see that you're getting a little more coins than you will get with the $5 here. 1,200 is going to be 9.99. 2,800 is going to be $20. So obviously, as you could see, as the tiers are going higher, the coin price is going lower. So it's not a generic, hey, every coin is 1 cent. It's actually based off of an algorithm and based off how we're setting up the packs. So the higher the pack, the lower the cost of the coin. It's not going down. Think of it as, I mean, it's not going up. Think of it as wholesale. So 1999 will be 0.0071 point coin, but you get 2,800 of them, as I mentioned. You get 8,000 for $50 and 20,000 for 100, right? Small horror map games, about 20 coins, about 20 cents. And that's with clear clarification, meaning you're telling the AI before it generates anything in the prompt section. And I'll show that process again just on a pure stream, like its own stream, because I want you guys to really understand that prompt to game process. And if you do that well enough, yes, it can cost minimum 20 cents and even maximum 20 cents if you did it correctly. And to ship out a game for 20 cents, I think is really good. I don't know if anybody's gonna fight up that one. And if you do, then I don't know what you want other than the game being free, right? So, COD FPS map about $3.42, so about 410 coins, and that is possible because again, it's all about that clarification process, and then how many assets and how big are your maps. If the maps are bigger and they are just, or they could be small but content heavy, either one. Like let's say um certain maps, I forgot the map. I think it's Shipyard or whatever it is, but I forgot the map. I'm trying to remember it, but there's certain maps in COD that are just more asset heavy, even though they're small. They still have a lot of assets in them, so that will create some type of cost there because the more assets you're adding, the more blueprints it has to worry about, the more editing you may be doing to each asset, more interactions you may be doing to each asset, etc. So that's why the cost can go a lot higher than 342. From what I've seen so far, that has been the average number of how much it costs me to make this game. Not a full blown Call of Duty. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like Call of Duty gameplay mechanics, right? Certain map, FPS, those type of things. Like to get it to be set up to that and to have that basic understanding of a game, it's about $3. Minecraft Survival World. So you have 360 coins for $3. And then GTA style open world is where it gets a lot more expensive because of just everything that's in that world. You have cars, guns, people, buildings. Sometimes the buildings are interactive where they could walk in the building and etc. So that's where it gets more expensive because it's just way more action that's happening, but it's still $14. And if you want to build a whole game, because it is possible, it will be more than $14, but I don't think it'd be more than 60. I think 60 would be the sweet spot of what you spend, but imagine buying a game or building a game. You have your own for 60 or you buy one for 60. That's up to you, but it is going to be possible. So, no cloud GPU required. All processing runs directly on your computer. No cloud GPU rentals, no suppliers usage fees. So, no cloud GPU rentals means no cost for us, so that means no cost for you, except for coin processing, because now you're running the AI's logic, and that's what we're charging you for. Now, only pay when you build. Coins are only used when you generate a map or a game. No per token billing, no cloud costs, no hidden fees. I don't think we need to say that again. So we probably could remove that, but it is what it is. Local AI models, complete privacy. So here's the three models, and here's their names. So you have Manifest Clarifier, you have Manifest Reasoner, and you have Manifest Builder. Right. So the clarifier is probably one of the most important. I can't even say that. I'm not even gonna separate them like that. That's messed up. So manifest clarifier is important though because that's the AI that's starting the game, right? You're giving it the prompt. It's going back forth with you to make sure that it understands exactly what you want to build. Then you have the reasoner, and a reasoner is actually in the middle, right? It's the one going, okay, you clarify that this person wants this, but what do I need to do to make that happen? So the reasoner is in the middle to make sure, or like the liaison between the two to make sure that it's getting the right assets, the right gameplay systems, the right blueprints, etc. So now that your game is real functional. And then you have the manifest builder, right? After the clarifier and the reasoner is done, then it hands over those actions to the builder, and the builder that builds all of the stuff that it's mentioning between the reasoner and the clarifier. And then you run entirely on your machine. Your prompts and game worlds never leave your device. We say that shit a lot. I don't think we need to. But map size. You see, if I bring the map size up to large, if I bring the complexity for the AI all the way up, you see the price is going up as well. NPC count and vehicles. So even with all this, with 20 vehicles, you can see it's still only. Well, I have a large map. I have 100% AI complexity, meaning like I have NPC logic that is so robust that it has the ability to do a lot of things. And with all that comes with like NPC logic where it can speak to multiple people at once, or it can have multiple conversations, or it's having its own conversation with other NPCs. That's where the complexity means, and that's what that means. So even with the highest complexity, it's still pretty good. Then you have NPC count. So you have 50 NPCs in a game, and even with that, I could have 50 NPCs walking around still for as low as $8, and the vehicles, 20 of them for as low as $8. And the asset tier is standard, so we're talking not the heaviest graphic, not the most realistic game, but it is realistic enough where it's up to par with games today. Then you have premium, which is now you're getting into heavier graphics, more realism, and it's looking pretty real, like metaverse worthy. And then you have ultra, which is like today, like where games are striving for. Like we don't have console problems, if that makes sense. So some consoles they're limited to a certain amount of graphics that they can show because their GPU that's built within the console can only handle so much. When you're building through Manifest, you don't have that limitation, but you do have the limitation of others having the device to support your game. So you have to keep that in mind. As much as you can build this ultra realistic game, others may not be able to play it because they just don't have the GPU access to do it, meaning their PC, their console, whatever they have on them, it's just not as powerful. But that's why I think cloud gaming is going to come important. So we do have to eventually release the arcade at least in the cloud so people can play these ultra realistic games without needing to have their own hardware, and all they gotta do is log into their account, and now it's cloud streaming like most every platform's doing. Cost breakdowns, the base cost was 10 coins. The map size I had 100, it was 200 coins. AI complexity 100% was 300 coins. For 50 NPCs, that was 250 coins. And for 20 vehicles, that was 300 coins. And the asset tier multiplier was times two. So that's it's as simple as that. The higher the tier of the asset quality, it just multiplies it by two, and premium will do about 1.5. So yeah, coin economy summary. Understand typical coin costs from different game types and actions. Small game generation, so 200 to 400 coins for small games. For medium game creation, it's about 900 coins. For large game creation, it's about 1,800 to 2,200 coins. And then for action cost to build actions, about 25 to 800 coins. AI generation actions, that's 2 to 60. So what that means is the AI is, you saw when I added the chair, it deducted 2 coins from my balance. And then if I go into more editing, clarifying, and reasoning while the game is up, it can go as high as to 60, because it could be touching many assets, many blueprints at once, and that's why the price is going up. It's not that it is doing more, but it's not that it's just getting more expensive for no reason. It's just getting more expensive because now the AI is doing more work. It's really it. Export action. So to export, yes, it does cost. It will deduct it. Why it costs though? It's not because we just want to charge you because we can. It's because of the compiling. So there's a difference. If you're an Unreal developer, you know the difference between like PIE mode or shipping mode, I would say, versus development mode, right? Shipping mode would be like production. Development mode would be like, okay, all your assets are just sitting, and you're able to play it in like a PIE editor, etc. But it doesn't work in shipping. So what the AI needs to do is recompile, go through the whole build process of your game, and make sure all the assets are built, compiled, and then eventually shipped. So that process again could be up to 150 to 300 coins. It honestly could be even more depending on how big your game is. There's a lot of assets and there's a lot of shit going on. It has to compile all of that into a shippable game and then put that in the arcade. You'll always be able to play it in your own PIE mode, which is when you're building manifests and now you have, you see your map and you see your game. That's PIE mode. But once you want to ship it to a playable, like another player to play it and they go in arcade, it needs to compile that. So detailed feature comparison. So creator, you can do project size about small to medium. Gameplay templates. Well, let me just go through all of them. So creator plus, you have large, and creator ultimate, you just have unlimited. For gameplay templates, you have basic for creator, which is the free version. The 9.99, you have advanced, and for creator ultimate, you have premium card style, souls like open world. You probably should stop saying card too. Uh, we gotta figure out new wording there. I was just trying to get it out of my head, but now I'm reading and I'm like, you know what? We need to think about like who we're mentioning, why we're mentioning them, and just make sure we're not infringing on anything. Even though it's very innocent, but yeah. So build queue priority, with creator standard, with creator plus is priority, and then with creator ultimate is the highest priority. Creator free mode does give you 3 concurrent projects. Honestly, as of right now in demo mode, there is no limit, and as we get to beta mode, I may not even add that limit. So this whole thing right here might go away. Concurrent projects may go away because it's not a problem for us as of today. So we'll debate it. I'll definitely be transparent with you guys because the only thing that does happen is, yeah, your projects do get saved locally, but in that authentication process, we do authenticate your projects because one, it needs to get uploaded on the arcade, and let's say if you log into Manifest on a different PC, it will bring those assets with it. So it attaches to your account, not just your PC, right? So we gotta debate that. We gotta debate that. I'll definitely talk to the team. We have some members of the team that I could talk to about this, but I gotta see because ideally I don't want to give you a limit, but it is gonna get costly for us if we don't. So kind of gotta figure that one out. But yeah, so currently 3 concurrent projects for Creator. Creator Plus you get 10, and Creator Unlimited you have unlimited projects that you can create concurrently. Um, Again, with Creator free mode you get 200 coins. With the 9.99 plan you get 1,200, and with the $20 plan you get 4,000. Coin rollover. All of them don't roll over as of today. They probably will in general because The free though, because then it's like you didn't never pay. You know what I mean? So that part you can't game the system with that. But with the other tiers, yes, they will roll over. So as you see, like with the 999, the 12, about 1,000 of your coins. So if you bought 1,200, 1,000 of them will roll over. And then if you have the Creator Ultimate, all of them will roll over, right? So that's a different there. Additional coin packs for all tiers. Export to Windows. So here is where we're talking about the licensing again. It's where like yes for personal for creator, and yes for commercial for creator ultimate. But that's something we have to work on with licensing and figure that out. Export to Mac OS, Linux, Steam distribution, Epic Games, itch.io distribution, commercial rights. So we want to give the Creative Ultimate obviously all this ability. The other tiers, you would have to upgrade as of today. But if you're on the Creator Ultimate, you will be in that queue and will use you in the rest of the queue to now pitch to these others and go, hey, like we have this many people that want to go in the game and get it out there. itch.io is the only one that I don't see that we don't need as much licensing and stuff for, but Epic does get in the way because it is their engine, so we have to make sure that we're doing things in the right way. Access to the arcade. Every tier has access to the arcade. You don't have to worry about that. Every tier can't publish at arcade though, but you can submit. You can submit. Um, so if you're on a free, you can submit because you may be able to get sponsored, but you may not be able to publish. And I may change that. So if you're on free and you create a game, I may change it. I need to see what you guys create. If the quality is good with these free tiers every single time, and it's probably not gonna be, but if we do have a decent amount of good quality free games that were generated, then we'll just let everybody publish. And probably at the end of the day, we probably do anyway. Creator obviously gets is acts up for the 9.99 plan. It's available, and for the $20 plan, it's available as well. Then you have game analytics. So game analytics is just basically like giving you understanding of maybe who your competitors are in real time. Also, not just your competitors, but what your game is compared to with others. Meaning like, if you're building a shooter, it will give you a comparison on what other shooters like that exist. So not a competitor, but like style wise and quality wise, so you know how far off you may be from that type of game, for example. Revenue split is 70-30 for each person. Each tier doesn't change. And support community. So support for the free version, you have the community. For the 999 tier, you have our support email. And for the creator ultimate, you have priority email. So you do get your own email access. Eventually, you have your own manager, and that person will be able to help you 24 hours. The response time, it's community again, so you're really depending on like things like Discord and stuff like that. Then you have for the creator, which is 999, you have 48 hours, and for the creator ultimate, you have 24 hours. Then everybody has Discord access, obviously, and then there's beta features, right? The beta features will get released fast, as we get into beta mode. Once we get out to early access, we're in early access demo. Once we're out of that and into beta, we'll be shipping out beta features all the time. We'll probably be removing it if we see that players don't like it or if it just doesn't work well. So we'll be up to par at all times, but we will ship like nightly builds that you can see I'm up early because I literally have nightly builds. And if you want to create an ultimate, you would have just received that nightly build. So as soon as I was finished, you would have got it. Then the customization, so you have custom splash screen for all. Yes, after manifest logo for Creative Ultimate, and for the others, you don't have your splash screen, so you do have to be on the highest tier to make it. But if you are on the highest tier, then you can make your splash screen within manifest itself, and that's a full blown animation and everything. Branding options, again, that's only available for the Creator Ultimate, and API access is also only available for the Creator Ultimate. But API is not even available yet. As you can see, it's nowhere else on the website. Once it is available, then you'll get an email showing that, and that is on our build queue to release that. So which plan is right for you? So creator, perfect for learning, game development, creating personal projects, experimenting with AI game creation, students and hobbyists, and testing ideas before committing. Then you have Creator Plus, ideal for creators building full projects, content creators building a portfolio, small studios starting out, developers wanting to publish to arcade, those needing Windows export. And then there's a Creator Ultimate, best for serious studios and commercial developers, publishing to Steam or Epic, professional game development, monetizing games on all platforms, and maximum creative freedom and commercial rights. So pricing fact. Have questions? We got answers. We got them. So can I start with the free tier and upgrade tier? Absolutely. You can start with the creator tier free and upgrade to the creator plus or creator ultimate at any time. Your progress in games are preserved when you upgrade. So if you go from free to the 999 plan, nothing changes except your coin balance and what you have access to. Same thing from creator to creator ultimate. Nothing changes, just your coin balance and what you have access to. What happens if the games I have if I cancel my subscription? Your games remain accessible. We do not delete your games. Even if we have you had the creator ultimate and you go from unlimited concurrent builds to free, and now you only have three concurrent builds, but you had, let's say, 50 games. We're not going to delete 47 of them to make it three. We're not going to do that to you. You will always have your games. You just may not be able to edit all of them at the same time. That's it. But you'll always be able to go in them one by one, and they'll always be available if you have the higher tier. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to make our storage a little heavy. So I had to figure that out with pricing because if everybody could just have unlimited, then we're gonna have a big ass storage, and I think that's not gonna be good. Not gonna be bad, but it's not gonna be good for pricing for us. Um, do coins expire? So creator tier coins expire at the end of each month. Creator Plus allows rollover up to 1,000 coins. Creator Ultimate has unlimited rollover. So as I already mentioned, creator tier is a free tier. They expire, but you get 200 coins every month. So if you ran out, you could literally just wait for the next month and you'll get 200 more. Can I switch between monthly and yearly billing? Yes, you can switch your billing cycle at any time. Yearly plans offer a 17% discount compared to a monthly billing. What payment methods do you accept? We accept all major credit cards, debit cards, and PayPal. All payments are processed securely through Stripe. Stripe is a very good partner. I recommend using Stripe if you are building anything that takes payments. Is there a free trial for paid plans? No, we do not offer free trials. Hmm, we kind of do, but we don't. We don't. We don't. We don't for like Creator Ultimate or Creator Plus, but we do give you a free option, which is not a. It's not a trial. You know what I mean? You can look at it that way, but it's not. So you can start with the free Creator tier and upgrade to the Creator Plus or Creator Ultimate when you're ready. Can I export my games with the free tier? No, exports are only available with Creator Plus, Personal Windows Export, and Creator Ultimate and full commercial exports. What's the difference between personal and commercial export? Personal export Creator Plus allows you to export your for personal use and share with friends, basically the arcade. And then once you have the ability to do executables, you'll have it available for the executable, but we may not allow that because I think that's gonna make the difference between getting the approval from things like Epic and Unreal is to kind of stop that from happening and make sure like only a certain tier can do that. So we can watchdog what's happening, you know, because they want to be able to charge too. So they do, right? They charge us. Once we make a certain amount of money with the game, they charge us. So if you export outside the game, it's gonna be the same thing. They're gonna want their cut, and we're gonna have to figure all that out. So that's what I'm talking about with the terms and conditions. Commercial export Creator Ultimate allows you to sell your games on platforms like Steam, Epic Store, and itch.io. Do you offer refunds? Yes, we offer 30-day money back guarantee for all pay plans. See our refund policy for details. Uh, that's not gonna be living forever. Not gonna lie. As you guys know, that manifest works. we're obviously doing it now. 2 months from now, a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, that could definitely change. Why? Because as you guys know that it works and there's proof that it works, we don't want to get gamed. Even though it's a game, we don't want to get gamed and played, if that makes sense. So, to avoid that, we make sure that we give you this refund policy for now, but eventually that refund policy may go away. And once you spend on your coins, you spend on your coins. That's on you. Can I use manifest for commercial purposes on the free tier? No. Commercial use requires creator ultimate. The free tier is for personal, non-commercial use only. 30-day guarantee. No, not satisfied. Get your full refund within 30 days. No questions asked as of today. Cancel anytime. No long-term contracts. Cancel subscription at any time with one click. Free forever. The creative tier is free forever. No credit card required to get started. Coins are virtual currency, have no real monetary value. All purchases are final. So we even have this here and non-refundable except where required by law. Now we have this here, but we are also offering a 30-day monthly thing. But again, I was planning to remove that around beta. Since we're in demo, I'm allowing that because the demo's a little funky in ways. So I'm allowing it today. But once we're in beta, I'm pretty confident that those coins are going to be very useful. So to make sure things are going copacetic for both of us, we may remove that 30-day guarantee. And I'm just being fully transparent today, so there's no questions later. Okay, cool. So how it works. Describe your game. Start by typing your game ID in natural language. Be as detailed or as simple as you want. What happens? You type your game concept in plain English. No, I don't know what English. English. No technical knowledge required. Examples: create a space shooter, make a puzzle game with blocks. Example prompts: create a space shooter with asteroids and power ups. Make a 2D platformer with jumping and enemies. Build a racing game with multiple tracks. Then the AI clarifies your vision. Our AI asks intelligent questions to understand exactly what you want. What happens? AI analyzes your prompt for missing details, asks targeted questions about gameplay style and features, helps refine your vision before generation. Example question: what difficulty level you would like? What art style do you prefer? Realistic, cartoon, pixel art? Should the game be single or multiplayer? So that's a clarification process and a simple way to explain as an example. There's a lot more that the clarification process will do, but you get the idea of what the whole purpose of that model is. Then once you have the clarification model done, or it's you're talking to it and it has an idea of what you want to build, it'll ask you what type of asset style and what type of assets do you want to put in the game, and you can start selecting that. So you choose your assets, select from our library of maps, characters, weapons, and more. What happens? You browse a curated asset library. So literally, there's a lot of assets available in the game, obviously. But what the clarification process does is curates it. So if you're talking about horror, it'll try to show all the horror related assets, the scary ones, the scary characters, scary guns, etc. Then you preview assets before selection. You mix and match to create unique combinations. Available asset types, so you have maps and environments, you have characters and NPCs, you have weapons and items, and you have vehicles and prompts. Props. Props and prompts are like my brain sees them the same at this point. AI generates your game. Watch as AI compiles your game using Unreal Engine 5. What happens? AI generates optimized Unreal Engine 5 code, configures assets and gameplay systems, validates and tests for errors, build playable executable, generation process, analyzing requirements, generating code, configuring assets, compiling project, finalizing build. That's it. And while you're configuring your asset, there is a technical hidden 3.5 step, and that's playing your game, editing it, doing different things. Once it's done, then we go to step 4, compiling the project, and then finalizing the build, as I mentioned. So That's what the thing will do. Then you can play your game. Once it's done, you can launch, play your fully functional game instantly. Game is ready to play immediately. Full Unreal Engine 5 quality, all features working as specified. Share with friends or continue iterating. What's cool is that I have a thing called ghost mode built in this. And ghost mode is where the AI is literally following you as you're playing the game. So you saw that. You saw that yesterday where I was walking around as the robot NPC or the robot character, and that robot character, I can start taking objects, I can start clicking different objects, and with voice mode, it sees what I click, it sees what I'm walking near. So as I'm sitting there talking about a certain specific thing in the game, it sees what I see. So ghost mode is basically being able to navigate through the map as this character, or even without the character, and you can obviously possess the character and then walk around as an NPC, or just move around without it and just scope around the map, and you could tell the AI that you want to do specific things. I don't think we need to watch this video because I think I already gave you a video, so we'll skip that. But frequently asked questions: how long does it take to generate a game? Most games are generated in 5 to 15 minutes, depending on complexity. Simple games can be ready as little as 3 minutes, while more complex games with multiple features may take up to 20. Um, Obviously, you have your own process as well. You may have a lot of modifications, edits, additions to the game, and that can make the time go a lot higher than a generic game or just a generic build. What types of games can I create? You can create virtually any genre: action, adventure, puzzle, platformer, racing, RPG, shooter, and more. The AI adapts to your vision and suggests appropriate gameplay mechanics. Do I need to know how to code? Not at all. Manifest Anything is designed for people with no coding experiences. Just describe your game idea in natural language, and the AI handles all the technical work. Can I modify my game after it's generated? Yes, you can regenerate your game with new prompts, adjust settings, swap assets, and iterate on your design. All changes are saved to your project. What platforms are supported? Currently, games are generated for Windows, Mac, Linux. Support are coming soon. The games run natively on your system using Unreal Engine 5. Is there a limit to how many games I create? Pro subscribers can get access to premium assets and faster generation times. I need to change this. That didn't really answer the question, so I'll change that. I'll keep note of that. Now, about where what makes us unique. We're revolutionizing game development by making it accessible to everyone. Our mission: Manifest Anything was born from a simple idea. What if anyone could create a game regardless of technical skill? We believe great game ideas shouldn't be limited by coding knowledge or access to large development teams. Manifest Instinct combines AI assisted creation tools with power of Unreal Engine 5, allowing players to turn natural language descriptions into playable game experiences. Players can generate worlds, experiment with gameplay systems, and iterate on ideas in real time using AI's creative companion. The platform is designed to lower the barrier to game creation while still providing the depth and flexibility needed to build real, playable projects. Manifest Anything is developed by Manifest Labs, was founded by Milan Cheeks, myself. Yeah. What sets us apart? Speed. Generate playable games in minutes, not weeks. Our AI power pipeline eliminates months of development time. Intelligence. Advanced AI that understands context, asks clarifying questions, and generates optimized Unreal Engine 5 code. Quality. Built on Unreal Engine 5.3, ensuring professional grade graphics, physics, and performance in every game. Accessibility. No coding knowledge required. Anyone with a game idea can bring it to life, regardless of technical background. Built on Unreal Engine 5.3. Manifest is powered by Unreal Engine 5.3, the industry leading game engine used by AAA studios worldwide. This means every game you create benefits from Nanite virtualized geometry for incredible detail and performance, Lumen global illumination for realistic lighting, chaos physics systems for realistic interactions, meta sounds for advanced audio systems, and world partition for seamless large worlds. AI technology overview. Our AI system is specifically trained to understand game design concepts, translate natural language into Unreal 5 code and generate optimized game configurations. The system analyzes your prompt for game mechanics, genre, and style, asks intelligent clarified questions to refine your vision, generates optimized C++ and blueprint code for Unreal Engine plus Python, configure assets, gameplay systems, and project settings, validates and compiles your game with error handling. Development philosophy. So we believe that creating creativity shouldn't be limited by technical barriers. Our development philosophy centers on accessibility first. Anyone with a game idea should be able to bring it to life, regardless of coding experience. Quality never compromises. Every generated game meets professional standards powered by Unreal Engine 5's industry leading technology. Continuous innovation. We're constantly improving our AI, adding new features, and expanding what's possible. Community driven. Your feedback shapes our roadmap. We build features that our users actually want and need. And that's why I need you guys to try the demo because that will dramatically help the vision of this beta. As much as I'm a gamer and as much as I want certain features, you guys may want something different. You guys may want something that already exists to be better. And the only way to know that is your participation. So download the demo if you have Windows, go into Discord, start creating assets as I show you how to do so, and just get it done and tell us what you like and hate about it because the more you tell us, the better I can make it. About our team, Manifest is built by a team of game developers, AI researchers, and creative technologists who are passionate about making game development accessible to everyone. We combine expertise in Unreal Engine development, machine learning, and user experience design to create a platform that's both powerful and easy to use. Support. So in support, you have our Get Started, Download, X, Discord, Contact, which is our email. You have different articles written, so this would just explain how to do certain things in the game. I'm not going to go over every article because there's a decent amount of them. But you guys can check out the support when you're free and read those articles if you want to understand more. Now, the fun part. So right now we have about 8 assets in here. I'm gonna make a lot more today. I was hoping that Discord would do it, but they haven't done that much yet. But I will add about I think 50 is my number for both the maps and the assets. So I think about 50. I need at least 10. Well, how many? One, two, three, four, five. About 100. So we have 10 in each category. That's what I'll do. So we have 8 characters. I really need 2 more characters. And then from there, I'll let other people generate the characters. For the environments, I'll make 10 blueprints, etc. I'll make 10 of each. But how do you list in the marketplace? So what you would do is you would sign in, right? Hold on. What I do? So once you sign in, you'll get into the dashboard. The dashboard will show you exactly what your coin balance is, what tier you're on, how many projects. So me myself, I'm on the free tier. Why? Because I just need to test the free tier for different things, but I can obviously move my tier anytime I want. But once you are logged in, you get into marketplace, you'll see these buttons change. So when I was just not signed in, it was asking me to sign in. Once I sign in, then it gives me the ability to do so. So I can create an asset, and this is where it will tell you to go to Discord. Now, if you're not on our Discord, you will just hit join server, and it will bring you to our Discord, right? But let me go back to the page real quick. So you create the asset or you can upload your asset. So once you have your asset created, you upload your asset here. You just name it with the title, you give it the category of what it is, you tell it the asset type. So if it's a 3D model, material, blueprint, sound, effect, template, etc., the file type that it is, the price of the asset. So this does break it down. So even though it's in coins, if I put 1,000, you can see that says $8. You get paid 70% of the sale. So if it's $10, you're getting paid 7. 30% goes to manifest, but that may change. It may be lower. I don't. It's definitely not going to go higher. We're not going to go higher than 30%. Or we may go lower than 30% because as we get more assets and as generations just get easier, we'll probably lower that. To be honest, description, you would have to describe your object. You have to decide if it's going to be a free asset or not. Either way, there's two separate sets of terms. There's the terms of a paid, and then there's terms of free. So if I would say if I'm going free, you see the terms here, you do have to accept that. If you're doing paid, then there is separate terms for that, and that's the terms are just clarifying like certain objects are just not allowed in the marketplace, making sure you understand that there's a 70-30 split, making sure that we have discretion on what goes on the marketplace. So even though you may submit something and it's just offensive or stupid or any of those things, probably won't make the marketplace. So just letting you know straight up. Then tags, you do have to tag. Why? Because that just helps the marketplace get filtered out better. So as there's more assets, once we get to like thousands, we're gonna definitely want tags. So we make that required just to have it now, so things are being processed correctly as we grow. Thumbnail image. So this does, if you want to upload your image, it does resize everything. So like it crops it. So when you upload your image, it's gonna tell you to crop it in a certain way, just so all the pictures in the marketplace are all uniform. So one's not bigger than the other, and it's also make the marketplace look crazy. You do not need to do preview images. You just need one image of your asset. The preview images are just like other maybe angles of the asset or just different photos of that asset. So you can do that. It's optional, but it's not required. Then you have the ability to do asset file, and that's telling us what type of file you have, whether it's FBX, OBJ, GOB, etc. We accept all those different asset types, especially MP3s, etc. So let's go back to Marketplace. So since I'm already in the Discord, I'll just go right to it. But let's just read this quick. So get started. Our Discord bot makes it easy to create marketplace assets. Simply join our Discord server, authenticate. Ooh, wait, before I go there, do want to show you one object in the marketplace. So let's say, made this character purely with AI. So just so you know, the photo and the 3D of this character is also with AI. So I'll zoom in so you can see all the way, but it is literally the character that you see in the photo, and this is all AI. This is what the AI can do. So you could literally go. My process to make this character is I went to Chat GPT. I said, "Hey, I want a game character for a horror game. Can you give me a female character? Give me the photo." Generate the photo. Then I took that photo, I put that into the Discord, I gave it the link of the image, and it took the image and generated this character. Once it was generated, I just uploaded it right to the marketplace. I asked chat again for a description, so you can even see the dashes that chat loves to do. Those are all there. And I'm just showing you that it's literally straight from chat. So it can be very simple to make assets. It's not hard at all. All you gotta do is just literally do that. And that's it. So creating an asset, going back to this, our Discord bot makes it easy to create marketplace assets. Simply join our Discord server, authenticate your account, and start uploading assets directly from Discord channels. Link your account. Before you can create assets, you need to link your Discord account to Manifest account. Join the Discord server using the button above. Use the bot command to authenticate link. Complete the zero auth flow to connect your accounts. So you could generate the 3D asset by hitting these prompts here in Discord. So you would do /3D from image. And when you do that, it will pull the image like I just mentioned. So that next character, the girl that I had, it will pull that image and make the character. It could be a fire hydrant, it could be whatever, and it will pull that image and it will make it from that image. It would also do it from text. So you do / generate 3D from text in Discord, and it will generate that object in Discord as well. After generating your 3D model, you could then upload it to the marketplace with additional details. So you have the title, name of your asset, the description, brief description of your asset, category, characters, environments, weapons, etc. The price, so you set in coins or mark as free. Tags help user discovers your asset. Then you upload your file. So again, attach your file assets directly in Discord. The bot supports 3D models, GLB, GLTF, FBX, thumbnail, PNG, or JPEG, and preview images again are optional. Additional screenshots of that object, and then the attached file would be your object that you just generated in Discord. Step 4 would be accept terms and submit. So before your asset can be published, you must accept the created terms, review the created terms for paid assets, or review the free asset terms. For free assets, accept terms through the bot or web interface and submit your asset for review. So benefits of using Discord: quick and easy, create assets without leaving Discord. Large file support, upload files up to 5 gigs directly. We're gonna hire this because some maps are huge, and if they are, we're gonna have to hire that. So 5 gigs is the maximum right now, but we'll go a little higher to support bigger maps. Community support, get help from other creators in real time. Instant notification, get notified when your asset is approved. And if you prefer to web upload, you can do it right from here, and that will bring it to the web. So let's go into Discord, which I have over here. So let me just make sure. Okay, cool. So in Discord, if you're doing different things, I would like you to go to create. I don't know what that is. Oh, it expired, so I can't even tell you what it is. But well, generate new one. So you go here. I'm gonna do it from text, so I could put cat. That's what I want to generate. Is literally a cat. You can see the manifest auto builder bot is building. It did deduct 25 coins from my balance, so now I have 0 coins left in my balance for this. You'll see your balance. You could change that by going to the dashboard. You can add more coins, etc. Everybody gets 200 right away, so you can just use your 200 here and generate assets and literally just upload them to the marketplace. The more marketplace stuff that's added, your tag will be listed too in the marketplace. So you can see it's buy manifest anything, which is, the main person, me, in the game creating stuff. But once you make it with your username and your username is in the game, then you'll see it's created by this user, which I think is pretty cool. So 67% already done. Hasn't even taken that long yet. And I think it's about maybe 30 more seconds or even 15 more seconds for it to be fully complete. It is a simple asset, like a cat, so it's not generating something crazy, but a cat is still being generated. So now you see the cat, and now you see this live 3D object, right? Now I could take this cat and upload it to the marketplace. I could download it first if I wanted to. And you see the download links here, so I can hit the link and download it. I can also publish a review. And if I do that, the same form that you saw on the website populates, and it has the asset title, description. It's not optional, so I'm going to change that. So you do have that as description or it won't work. Category and price for coins. Again, 0 for free to keep it simple. If you add any price, I don't think the converter that I had on the web is on Discord. So I'll do some edits for the Discord bot to make sure that same converter is happening as you're typing in 1,000. I'm almost positive it's not there. Yeah, it's not. So that's me. Design flaw. Didn't finish. Whatever. But I will finish that to make sure that's done because that's important. If you're generating things from Discord, you want to know your exact price. And I couldn't tell you, even with the 1,000 coins, you saw $8 because that was just 70% split. But I need to make sure that's apparent in Discord, and I will make sure that's done today. But I did want to show you guys how it worked and how simple it was. So you see how I just went right in Discord, / hit generate 3D object from text, and it did it. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show. At least today, or at least this morning. You know, it is early still. I think I've been streaming for a couple hours now, about an hour and 37 minutes. So doing pretty good. You know, we're getting there. I just want to show you guys where we were with the whole thing, what the process is gonna be. Um, I'm gonna make some more updates today. I probably will stream later today. If not, it'll definitely be tomorrow. You know, like I said, I'm trying to stream every day just to show off this platform and show what it's doing and where it's growing. And you know, as we get to beta mode, hopefully get more people as users in the platform, in the arcade with their own created games and playing their games live, so you guys can see what was generated and what these developers did. So in the meantime, I will see you soon. In between time, please go check out all the things I just showed you. Download Manifest, check out the demo, make sure you leave comments in places that you can. Support emails there. Join on Discord. You can see me in there. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those questions. If you need support anyway, again, please join our Discord. And our Discord will be a lot of information and monetization tools. So as long as you're there, we can all work together and get shit done. In the meantime, I'll see you guys soon. I'll be back soon.